Hi, welcome to the channel. So all the planning, the drawing, drilling, sawing, jigsawing, it's all led to this moment where I'm now ready to put the chipboard onto the Galley unit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unscrew the units, and then what I'm going to do is put one panel on at a time, make sure it's all lined up in the right place, and then secure it with the bolts, and then move on to the next one. So let's see how we get on. I've just noticed that at the bottom of the unit I didn't put any securing bolts, and to be honest with you, the bolts were an overkill. I'm thinking I could probably get away with screws, so what I'm going to try and do is use the little screws that I bought for the trim to secure them to the chipboard and see if I can get them in. The new drill bits are definitely a winner. I mean, it just flew through like a hot knife through butter, so I'm glad I bought them. Because these screws are working so well, I've decided to put some extra ones in, just in some key areas. Had to happen on camera, didn't it? Yeah, so I'm just putting a couple around the edges, places that I haven't really got any securing nuts at all. So that'll help. But it's definitely working because I can see where the adhesive is starting to come out from behind the chipboard. Okay, so that's the extra work done. So I'm going to bolt these in. I'm just wary of the time. I know it says on the tin that it takes 24 hours to set, but obviously with it going tacky, I want to get as much pressure on it as possible really. So they're all screwed up tight now. So all I'm going to do is go around with a spatula and just take off any excess. Most important step now, after I've done all that, is coffee. Okay, so I've done exactly the same again. I've given it a wipe down with some cleaner. I'm going to put some adhesive on it, and then once it's in place and I've got a couple of bolts lined up, then I'll drill some holes and put some more screws in. There we are, we're all done now. Both the panels are on, stuck down, bolted into place and also screwed as well. I was happily working away, talking to the camera as I normally do, and then realised that the memory card was full and my replacement one had an error on it, so I was unable to catch the end of it, but you get a gist from the first one that I did anyway. It's been a week since I fitted the boards to the Galley unit, so let's have a see how it's looking. Oh, it all seems pretty solid. All looks good. All looks good there. So I went to B&Q on the way. I got some more trim just to make sure I had enough for both the outside of the cupboard entries and also for the doors themselves. I bought some 9mm board as well to make the doors out of. So the plan for today is I bought some wood filler, so I'm going to fill all the holes. I'm going to see if I can get the trim fitted as well. It shouldn't be a problem, it's not going to take that long, it's already cut. I just need to drill the holes to secure it to the Galley unit, and then countersink them and screw them in really. So let's get on with that, shall we? So the vertical bit that I fitted too far up, and I can see that because the bottom edges don't match either. So what I'll do is I'll take them out, move it down, get it into place, and then re-drill it. I think because I'm getting so close to the end and there's a lot I want to get done today, I think I may be rushing a little bit, so I'm just going to have to tone it down a little bit, half the speed, less haste. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I think what's happened is the cutting on the unit is too high. It's probably level, if not a little bit higher than the galley top where the sink is. So where I measured it originally, it was probably a little bit lower, and that's why I've got that little bit of a gap. I've kind of cheated. I've done a council worker fix on it. I've just put some wood filler in it for now, but otherwise it means either recutting or trying to get the angles right on the little spacer. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've just realised that I've cut the two pieces for the door entry, the edging, too short. What I've done is at the highest point I've cut to the entry, whereas it should be the shortest point, so the wood should push right the way up to the entry point rather than the end of the edging. Does that make sense? Let me show you what I mean. So, if you have a look, this edge should be up here, because otherwise when I slot the other bit in with the other angle, it'll go in. Otherwise, if I leave it as it is, I'm not going to have anything for the cross piece to hold on to the chipboard. It's not a total loss, because what I'll do is I use this piece for the top and for the bottom, but it's just time. It's just time. But you live and learn, don't you? Hey? I'm going to call it a day, I think. I'm starting to make stupid mistake after stupid mistake. I've just recut the wood trim, and I've cut the angles the same way, whereas they should go opposite ways to make the square. It's either that or I just square it out and say blow to the finish of it, but I think the best thing to do is to call it a day, go home, have something to eat, have some damn caffeine for a start. That'll help, and leave it there for now. I've got a fair bit done. I'm quite happy with what I've done. I would have liked to have got more achieved, but you can't be perfect every time, can you? So I've cut the little sections where I had that gap, if you remember. So before I go, I might fill that with wood filler. I've sanded down all the holes, all the wood filler that had gone off. There were some that were still quite soft, so I left them. So I've got that done. The trims on the outside edges is in place, so that's fixed to the unit and filled with wood filler. Again, the wood filler on that is a little bit too soft to sand down at the moment. So it has come on well. I was hoping that I would be at a stage where the next job would be to build the doors and to paint, basically. Near enough done. That was the plan. I was also hoping to sand down the unit next to the galley, where the shelves are, but I'm going to call it a day, I think. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. You may have noticed that there was a week's gap between putting out the videos, and the reason for that is that the nights are getting darker now, quicker, so the only time that I can get to the boat and have enough light to do any work is on a Sunday. So for a little while I'll probably be posting every other week. The other reason is that my software which I use to edit the videos was due for renewal, and it was a little bit too pricey for my liking, so I decided to try some new software, which is great. You know, it's really good to get so much more with it. The problem is that it's quite a steep learning curve, so I will get the hang of it. Let me know what you thought of last week's video, or the last video, because that was done on the new software. But for now, I will say goodbye. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a comment, and I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye now.